Yes, welcome for the cities for the CVIM. And for this session, we want to explain the URBACT position. URBACT is a 15 years European program to integrate a different company and different start. And we have the pleasure to receive in the first time Bruno Amalion. Good morning, Bruno. You are the International Director of Birdis, the IOT expert subsidiary at Veolia Group. And how Birds applied for the digital transformation of the city.
Thank you, Renald, and good morning, CVIM. I'm very glad to be with you today. So effectively, I work at Birds, which is a IoT digital expertise company at Veolia. And today, if we have to talk about figures and numbers, we operate daily 2.7 million of smart water meters in order to serve cities to better manage their water distribution and water services. So in terms of digitization of cities, one aspect which is very important at Birds and how we do serve municipalities is maybe to come back first about what are we talking when we talk about digital. So I will make a quote about one pioneer that has made IoT coming in everyday's lives, which is Eric Carril, the CEO of WeThings, that has defined digital as a combination of technology between hardware, software, and data, with the goal to help users to better act in their daily lives. So what we can see through IoTs like WeThings, connected switch or balance, we can apply the same principle to help cities to better operate their services. The point is that cities have to deliver many technical engineering programs through water, electricity, or waste, propose to the different citizen, I would say, a quality of life which is compatible with also some directive like reducing consumption or controlling the consumption of energy or the environmental footprint. So at Birds, when we look at this challenge, we have defined, I would say, our manifesto, our momentum. We build up, I would say, an expertise which is based on IoT environmental. So IoT environmental, this is what we define at Birds as the knowledge around connected instruments that will be able to monitor and collect environmental data, water, waste, energy, air, and delivering those data to an application that will permit users to better see, understand, and optimize their environmental footprint. So practically speaking, the IoT, which is a new set of technology that permits to make measuring instruments to be connected to the internet, and then to the internet to software application that will help to better perform around asset management, operational and management, and deliver new services to citizens. What on environmental data in a certain aspect of delivery that is compatible with today's expectation. The challenge in cities is that we are not talking about regular B2C business. When we talk to cities, there is one fundamental that we, during the past 20 years, we have faced this challenge at Veolia and Birds. We need to be compliant with the public services mandate. It means that you need to deliver a service for all citizens, or you will not be the company to deliver this service. So public services needs that you need to deliver smart water insights, smart energy insights, smart waste insights, with a good quality of service, a good consistency of data, and a good usefulness, a beneficial usefulness of the digital service.
Sorry,
and
but
in order to do that, there is a complexity which is very singular to the telecommunication and connected instrument world, which is that we have no such things as IoTs. IoT is something very undefined. It's something which means that you connect a device, but the reality is that those devices has different usage and are not installed in the same environment. Yeah. For example, street lighting, public street lighting, everyone can clearly see that the public lights in the streets is something that is very useful in terms of remote management to switch off and off at the right time the electricity and the lighting in the city in order to save energy on the global scale of the city. It's the first use case of the smart city, the street lighting. And when we have to connect those devices, we have the energy on the street light, and those point of services, the street lights, are very accessible by the telecommunication network. At Birds, we have built, I would say, our knowledge, I would say, through hardship, because what we operate, this is water meters. And I've discussed with many telecommunication companies, and I can tell you, I often say to them, smart water metering is the most difficult IoT use case in cities, because smart water meters, they don't cost a lot of money.
Har jag lag? Yes, okay. Sorry. Okay, we're waiting because of the lag. And now we have in presential Ludovic Girard from Comatelic and Schroeder. It's difficult to explain. Donc, and Bosch. And Ludovic, can you explain this partnership with Comatelic, Schroeder, and Bosch?
Yeah. So thank you for the presentation. So I'm Ludovic Girard, the technical director of Comatelic, which is the French brand of Schroeder.
Okay.
So we are the leader in street lighting solutions and working every day with cities. And they need new solutions and more information about their cities. Yeah. That's why we were looking for new sensors, because we already have thousands of infrared sensors in the cities, but they are not so smart. So we were looking for a new solution able to differentiate, for example, pedestrians from bicycles, from cars, from trucks, and so on, and make able to analyze the speed of these users and the colors and everything. Yeah. So we were looking for really smart sensors, and that's why we find Bosch on the market. Yeah. And they have a strong point. It was that we were able to integrate their technology directly into our luminaires. Okay. And it was very important from our customers, who are the cities, to have a solutions who doesn't need to have new ports, new cables in the city. Yep. So we were able to bring on the same support solutions mixing smart lighting and intelligent sensors. Yes. So now with Bosch, we are able to offer two solutions, an autonomous ones, very simple. We connected the sensors with the luminaires, yeah. So we are able to dim the lights regarding if we have pedestrians or cars. It's very more smart than only detecting an object or trees or cats in the street. Mm-hmm. With that kind of solutions, we are able now to save up to 85% of the energy consumption in street lighting. So it's very high compared to the old luminaires. And the second point was to bring to the cities information about the use of the public spaces. Okay. So they wanted to know how many pedestrians do I have on that street, how many vehicles go through this road on the Saturday. So with that kind of sensors, we are able to have the first autonomous solution.
Yeah.
And the second one can be connected to the cloud, to be connected to supervisors, to a monitoring system, to the city.
Okay, it's interesting, but in fact, for the territories,
Yeah.
yes, can you explain your action in concrete realization, perhaps an example of the city?
Yeah, we are already working since months with the city of Toulouse.
Toulouse, yes.
Who is really involved in smart city development.
Okay.
And so we installed 3 or 4 months ago a prototype of that solutions, and the first results are very interesting. So they are able to analyze how many park places free they have in the city. They are able to count how many cars or pedestrians they have in the city, when and who.
Okay. Yes, interesting. And now we go to connect with David Alopé from Dalkia company. David, can you? Dalkia, what is the role in energy service for Dalkia?
Okay. Thank you, Ronald. Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, that's very fine.
Okay. Okay, so you would like to know more about the role of IoT in energy services.
Yes, like to? The god of TCP is a place to Louis Pouzin here, but I'm not sure it's a good internet. Well, it's okay for you? We can try? Yeah. We're waiting. We start with NG company and with Olivier Turc. And Olivier, NG is known as an energy player, in fact, in history. And how are you working in the IoT for the city and the communities? Can you explain this?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Ronald.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be there with you in Nevers, despite the COVID context and despite the problem of connection also.
Yep.
Just few words to introduce myself. I have been in NG for 12 years now, and since the beginning of the year, I have been in charge of developing global offers for cities and communities for NG Solutions.
Okay.
So, what is NG Solutions? NG Solution is the new NG brand in France to address the issues of cities, industrial companies, and properties. So, NG Solution is not a developer of IoT solutions, but it integrates IoT into its solutions for both improving the efficiency of decentralized energy infrastructure that we operate, and increasing the attractiveness of the territories and the comfort of the inhabitants within the framework of global contracts that the local communities grant us. So my first message is that the IoT is not an end for NG Solutions, but a means for acting on the performance of the uses for cities and territory stakeholders. Yeah. So I know that the time is really limited, really short. I'm going to use one example to illustrate my point. I know that you're from Angers.
Yeah.
So that the example I would like to develop with you this morning. It's my pleasure. The project is a project called Territoire Intelligent, Smart Territory in English, of the urban community of Angers-Loire Métropole. The smart territory is here not only a connected territory, it's a lever for accelerating the energy and ecological transition. NG has built a tailor-made alliance including Suez, La Poste, and Vive, with a smart city model that can be replicated in other territories. So I think Suez and La Poste are very well known. For those who do not know Vive, it's the leading player in health insurance and the leading national operator of care and support services. This 12-year contract covers energy, mobility, environment, quality of life, including public lighting, security, safety, health, and social link. This model is consisting in combining IoT, digital tools, and new technologies. IoT in public lightings, right. There will be more than 3,500 sensors and meters for monitoring water, electricity, heating, gas consumptions on 178 sites. Yep. Public building, public lighting with occupancy sensors, connecting nodes, and also IoT in green spaces, more than 400 sensors to reduce irrigation water consumption. Digital tools also, such as digital twin of the territory to better understand and plan territory's evolutions. Yep. Digital tools such as urban hypervision to anticipate and be more reactive in urban flow management. Yep. And new technologies to reduce energy and resource consumptions, which allows digital tools and IoT to be self-financed. Yeah. So it's an economically virtuous approach, I guess, for local communities.
Okay. It's been interesting because I live in Angers and I'm a citizen, very attentive, important. And is Angers solution different from the whole IoT player? What is your ADN?
I will be brief. I will say that there are 4 points where NG can make the difference. First, an ability to play a role of integrator of technologies, including IoT, to offer tailor-made solutions to local communities.
Okay.
An ability to combine performance and sobriety by balancing the need between the need for technologies according to uses, and by simulating also the impact of the deployments, which tools such as the digital twin, for example, with our subsidiary Cyrradel. Sorry.
Yes, Cyrradel.
The last 2 points, also, I think NG Solutions has a capacity to support local communities in their cross-functional operation and their digital transformation to address the challenges of the transition to carbon neutrality in a financial constrained environment. Okay. And last but not least, I think we also have the ability to address all sizes of territories, metropolitan areas, medium-sized towns, and also small towns like Bougie, 40 kilometers from Nevers, which NG Solutions is supporting to build what is probably the first connected village in France in order to boost its attractivity.
Okay, very, very interesting. Thank you very much. And now we have a connection with, David?
Yes.
You hear me? Yes, David. Okay, thank you. David, you explained from Dalkia. And the question is an application of a municipal building. Can you explain for Dalkia what is a municipal building? What is your vision?
Yeah, our vision. You want to know more about the role of IoT in energy services, but prior to my answering your question, I just wanted to have a few words on Dalkia. As you probably know, Dalkia is a French company supporting its customer in their energy transition with a wide range of service offerings in various fields. We've been designing, managing, and operating facilities for our customers to help them do more with less, as we said, So we help our customers control their energy consumption and unlock their energy savings. So to come back to your question, Renald,
Yeah.
what's the role of IoT in energy services?
Yeah.
I would like to say that IoT can help us better meet our customers' expectations. I tried to sort these expectations into 5 keywords that you can find on the screen. I don't know if you can show it, but the 5 expectations are driving our IoT strategy and IoT solutions development. The first one is transparency.
Yeah.
Because thanks to IoT solutions, our customers can have a better view on our actions and on the monitoring of our operations. Transparency is a key stake to ensure our customers' trust and satisfaction. For example, let me share with you what we've done with some customers. For example, we share with customers the temperature that are delivered in various buildings at any time. Which is very important because especially when you are committed to deliver a targeted temperature. So transparency is a key word for trust, and IoT really helps on this side. The second one is reactivity, which is another key point that can be generated thanks to IoT. For example, rolling out real-time alert sensors on various equipments can help us provide better service, and as you are more efficient in handling incidents. It's real-time alerts for faster processing.
Okay.
The third one is supervision, monitoring. Supervision can also be enhanced thanks to IoT. For example,
Yes. Another cut.
more
stuck?
frequent, which is very convenient, especially when you committed on energy savings.
Okay. It's interesting at this point to have the vision for cities, and we go to Fundao in Portugal with Ricardo Gonçalves. Ricardo, thank you very much, and sorry for the disappointment. And what is the technology that is very important for the social and economic development of your territory?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good morning to all. I hope that you can hear me well. Thank you for the invitation to join this panel. It's an honor, it's a pleasure, and it's a great opportunity for Fundão to share our experience and what we are doing here in our region in terms of innovation and entrepreneurship and social development. Fundão, for those who don't know, it's a small-sized city in Portugal. We are in the central region, very close to the Spanish border. We have 30,000 people in our territory, and our main economic activity is the agri-food sector, which means more than 100 million euros every year. But like the most of the countryside of our country, of Portugal, we face a lot of challenges over the past years, and the main challenge, the main problem that we face is the loss of population. We are losing population every year since the 60s. So in the 60s we were more than 50,000 people in Fundão. Now we are less than 30,000. So it was clear that Fundão and all this region needed a strategy, a focused strategy, trying to revert this trend of losing population every year. That's why in 2013 we decided to design and to implement strategy was to attract investment, to create jobs, and to attract people, to retain people in our territory, and to foster innovation. Of course, that we wanted to transform, to promote the transformation of the local economy, and we started this strategy from our most traditional sectors, as I was saying at the beginning, the agri-food sector, for example, but we have put a focus on the new areas of strong employability and of future, such as the software development, robotics, and IoT. And we tried to promote Fundão as a destination for investors, for startups in these areas, software development and new technologies. And it's been a very nice challenge over the past 5 or 6 years to create this integrated ecosystem that we are developing in partnership with a few local and regional entities like the universities and other institutions. And this business and friendly ecosystem for innovation has allowed us over the past years to attract 14 ICT companies and to create more than 800 new jobs in the software development area. And when we started this action plan, Fundão has no software developer in our city. So you can imagine in a city with 30,000 people, the possibility of having here in 5 or 6 years 14 ICT companies and hundreds of new jobs, new qualified jobs, it brings us a lot of new challenges and new opportunities and a real impact in the city, in the life of our city and our territory. We also started from zero in terms of infrastructures because we had no place, no spaces, no office spaces, no incubators, business centers for the installation and establishment of startups and developing of new ideas and new companies. So we started to rehabilitate old and empty buildings in the city and put them available for those innovative. To share with you that one of those actions, we have rehabilitated an old pavilion, a multi-purpose pavilion, an old pavilion in the city center that you can see in this image right here.
I see. It's
and we have transformed it into a business center. And this intervention, which was supported by European funds, was recognized in 2018 by the European Commission as one of the best European projects promoted and supported by European funds because it allowed Fundão to develop all this new ecosystem and to attract lots of people and companies and to create to put Fundão in the map of these new areas.
Mr. Gonzalez, merci. Thank you very much. Why did Fundão City decide to choose IoT for the central element of sync between tradition and innovation? It's particular for it, not more big city.
Yes. Yes, as I was saying, Fundão is a rural city and the traditional sectors are the most important for our economy.
Yeah.
And since 2012, 2013, when we started to attract these new ICT companies to Fundão, Fundão has created this ecosystem on innovation, entrepreneurship. It was possible to develop here and to work here since 2013 with almost 80 startups and projects in several areas, in robotics, in IoT, in software development and other areas. And now Fundão, this technology, the technology is a new reality for Fundão. So we decided that it was the time to put these two realities in touch, the tradition and innovation, to promote Fundão as a land of innovation and tradition. So one of the things that we want to do in our IoT center that we have created 2 years ago in partnership with the universities is to promote Fundão as a laboratory land for IoT solutions. We want to say to the companies, to the startups that are developing IoT solutions for mainly for the agriculture sector, that they can come to Fundão and they can develop, experiment, and test their solutions here in the real life, in the farmers, in the farms, in the producers, because that makes a huge difference for what we know, for what most companies are doing, because they are testing their solutions in, let me say, in artificial environments. So what we want to do is to open our territory for those startups to come to Fundão and to test their solutions in the real life. And for that, we have made a database of we have identified our producers, our farmers, our economic agents that are available to receive in their factories, in their farms, the solutions, the technologies that we can attract to Fundão. And for example, we have created an infrastructure that we consider crucial for the success of this project, which is an open source communications network based on LoRa technology that is available with universal coverage in our territory, which our territory is 700 square kilometers, and we have this LoRa network working and available in all our territory for the startups and companies. And that's why IoT is important for us, because it allows us to put all these two realities in touch. And it's also important for the life of the city, for the life of the municipality, because it brings us a lot of new opportunities to change the way that the municipality works and the city is managed, because it's possible to use this technology to manage a lot of public services and utilities that the city needs to offer to the population with in a more sustainable and efficient way.
Okay, thank you very much, Ricardo. It's change the way. It's very interesting. It's a good vision for a city. And I apologize, Bruno. We are cut in the end. I have a question. There are many IoT players on the market, such as Bird. You have a lot of person to propose different solution. How do you differentiate yourself to serve the cities?
Yeah, thank you, Reynald. Yeah, effectively. So I was talking about interoperability just in my previous question. So two comments. First, it is a very positive sign for cities to see the ecosystem of IoT vendors and IoT makers to grow. Yep. Because it permits to have a higher capacity to generate, notably for cities around the environmental footprint management, to have more sensors to capture the environmental data, water, energy, gas heating. I would say also use case described previously by the other speakers. How we differentiate here is that we have two governances model. One model would be that to operate themselves the IoTs, and another model would be to stand by IoT experts, integrators that will render the service for them, for the cities as a public delegation program. And how we differentiate at Bird is that there are so many IoTs, and it is becoming a jungle nowadays, that there is lack of interoperabilities because there are many protocols, sometimes technology non-standard. And what we are delivering today to municipalities is an IoT data platform that we have built up in order to collect environmental data, whatever is the sensor or the connectivity used to collect this data, and to deliver to the municipalities a quality of service contract about data delivery. Because you cannot have digital without data. So data is the foundation of a good service. And how we differentiate at Bird is that we have an approach of interoperability where we deliver data. And if we have an expertise to render a vertical service, of course, we propose the municipality. But if the municipality wants to perform the service itself, we will accompany it through this model of interoperable data delivery. So that's one aspect, interoperability. And another aspect, which is very important, is because cities don't want to be bound or locked in with an integrator or a vendor, we need to propose to the municipalities the capacity to what we call reversibility, to hand over, to get back the ownership and operation of their, I would say, smart city platform. And what we do at Veolia and Bird is that we offer IoT delivery model around environmental footprint management, which permit both model, integrator or operator support. And this is how we differentiate to serve the city's needs in terms of scalability and differentiation.
Yes, it's very interesting because interoperability, agility, and integration is very important for tech measurement of application of the cities. And David, from Dalkia, what is the solution for you for the supervision systems and dynamic systems, smart building, and what is the difference for you?
It's a wide question. I could answer by sharing with you what we've done in Nevers, for example.
Yeah.
Because we have implemented an IoT solution in Nevers. The objective was to reduce energy consumption, make savings in more than 70 Nevers municipal buildings.
Yeah.
So we have deployed connected temperature sensors on LoRa network, but also connected thermostatic taps.
Yeah.
And thanks to this solution, we were able to better manage temperature and intermittency, which is very useful to make savings. And the good thing also is that our customer got access to all the temperature data on our platform and was able to check if the temperatures were okay. So for now, we have reduced energy consumption by 14%, which is quite interesting, I think, for Nevers. And we gave transparency on our data. Our reporting is now more accurate. It's better reporting. As you can say, as I said before, it's a 14% savings, and it's innovation for both city and us. So it is the kind of, I would say, practical solution that can be implemented really rapidly, and it really have an impact on connectivity. So this is how I can answer your question on the...
Yeah, no, it's okay. Okay. Thank you. I think for this conclusion, for this session, it's interesting to have the conclusion by Engie, sorry, because Engie is a specialist to integrate different with La Poste, with Viv. You explained to the experience to Engie. And how to Engie can to integrate different system, because it's not very interoperable. And what is the question is very interesting. And can you explain the integrated strategy of Engie?
The strategy to integrate
Yeah.
different devices,
Yeah,
different IoT solutions.
For the interoperability, yes.
Of course, this Phygital roundtable illustrates the network between the solutions providers, the integrators of those solutions, and of course we have to share together what are the different protocols, what are the different devices, and within Engie we have our own experts, not to develop IoT solutions, but to challenge the different providers. And to be sure that the interoperability is accessible for our clients, local communities in particular. So our strategy is to hear what the market can propose and to challenge the different providers and to be able to assess the different solutions to be sure that it works all together.
Okay. Thank you, Oliver. Thank you so much. And thank you all for this session. And see you the next from the CVIM. And thank you very much. Merci.